Hi guys, Arik is here, your Russian coach. Only few students will survive this lesson, so please think twice before you participate. You know why? Because today there's gonna be another very long and complicated sentences by Dostoevsky. But if you are not scared, if you are courageous, then just gather your Superman-like qualities and let's start. So please open your printed materials of Fyodor Dostoevsky Маленький герой, a little hero. If you don't have your printed materials, please open the link below this video. And you will have your first mission impossible, to find the place where we stopped. And then I'm going to remind you what has happened so far, so that even new students can follow. So you need to find the paragraph starting with «Я уже сказал». I've already said. «Я уже сказал». And now, meanwhile, let's remind ourselves what happened here. So we are at a very big party nearby Moscow in a huge mansion. Very rich, glamorous, where you have lots of guests coming and going. One of the guests at the party is an 11-year-old boy, who is the narrator of the story. And this boy gets to know another guest, who is a lady of 20 and something years old, married, but who behaves in a kind of a crazy way towards this boy. She grabs his fingers, she embarrasses him in different ways, she offers him to sit on her lap, etc. Now this woman has a girlfriend, has another female friend, which is called here in the story Madame M, who is a very compassionate lady, compassionate and empathetic. So that's the background. And now we are back to the boy. So when Dostoevsky says here, «Я уже сказал», I have already said, that's this 11-year-old boy is talking. So today, I'm going to first I'm going to read it to you for the first time. We're going to start with «Я уже сказал» and end with «Моим вниманием». I'm going to read this passage to you. You're going to faint, probably, because it's scary. It's one of those very long sentences in which you have those lots of little sentences, different deviations, and stuff like that, complications, but we'll get through. But do not expect to get everything from the first time. Just concentrate and focus on the music of the language. So listen. Я уже сказал, что непохвальные притязания коварной блондинки стыдили меня, резали меня, язвили меня до крови. Но этому была еще одна причина, тайная, странная, глупая, которую я таил, за которую дрожал, как Кощей. И даже при одной мысли о ней, один на один с опрокинутой моей головою, где-нибудь в таинственном темном углу, куда не досягал инквизиторский насмешливый взгляд никакой голубоокой плутовки, при одной мысли об этом предмете я чуть не задыхался от смущения, стыда и боязни. Словом, я был влюблен. То есть положим, что я сказал вздор. Этого быть не могло. Но отчего же из всех лиц меня окружавших только одно лицо уловлялось моим вниманием? So guys, now I'm pouring cold water at you if you fainted. Get up and we'll start working on it. The first sentence is not long, but the second is very long. All this passage is just 2 sentences. So the first one. Я уже сказал, что непохвальные притязания коварной блондинки стыдили меня, резали меня, язвили меня до крови. So first, as usual, let's go over the vocabulary. Уже means already. Therefore, я уже сказал, I have already said. Непохвальные comes from непохвальный. And it means that do not deserve compliments. So when you describe something as непохвальный, it means it is characterized by bad behavior. It's an adjective. Now, непохвальные притязания. Притязания means claims. It's a kind of an obsolete word. So, непохвальные притязания means, I will just translate that very simply, bad claims. But непохвальные means related to bad behavior. So, bad claims. Коварной блондинки. Коварный means mean. So the mean blonde. And stydily means embarrassed. So now let's combine it all together. Я уже сказал, что непохвальные притязания коварной блондинки стыдили меня. I have already said that bad claims of the mean blonde girl kind of embarrassed me. Резали меня. Резать means cut. So резали меня, you could translate it as cut me alive. Yeah, резали меня. Язвили меня. So язвили comes from язвить. It has several meanings. Here it's more of an obsolete meaning. And it means to cause pain. In the modern Russian, язвить would be to say something in a kind of a sarcastic way. But in the obsolete language, it means to cause pain. So язвили меня, I will just translate язвили as hurt. So cut me alive, hurt me, до крови, till the blood. Yeah, до крови, till the blood came out. So again, я уже сказал, что непохвальные притязания коварной блондинки стыдили меня, резали меня, язвили меня до крови. I've already said that the mean claims of the mean blonde embarrassed me, cut me, hurt me till the blood. And now the next sentence, as I said, it is very long, so we'll just divide it into chunks. Okay. Но этому была еще причина, тайная, странная, глупая, которую я таил, за которую дрожал, как Кощей. So, причина means reason. Therefore, when he is saying, но этому была еще одна причина, we'll translate that as, but there was, была, there was, one more reason to that. Because этому means to that. No means but. But to that, there was one more reason. Now, one more reason to what? To the fact that he was embarrassed, that he was hurt, etc. There was another reason, in addition to the mean claims of the mean blonde. Yeah? So, непохвальные means bad claims of a mean blonde. But there was another reason for that. Тайная, странная. So, those words, those are adjectives depicting причина. So, they describe причина. Причина means reason. Тайная, странная. Тайная means secret. Странная means strange. Глупая means silly. So now follow me. Но этому была еще причина. Тайная, странная, глупая. But to that, there was another reason. Secret, strange, silly. Которую я таил. Таил means, it's the past of hide, of таить. Таить means to hide, so hid. So, которую я таил, which I hid. It relates to the reason, which I hid. За которую дрожал, как Кощей. Дрожал means, it's the past of дрожать, which is to shake, or to tremble. So, I will translate that as tremble. За которую дрожал, so, за которую means for which. For which I trembled, как Кощей. Кощей is a character from Russian fairy tales that has a needle, and in this needle there is his life. So the one who breaks the needle kills Kощей. It's a character from the stories. So, за которую дрожал как Кощей would be for which I trembled as Kощей, as this guy who trembles over this needle for people not to break it. So again, now you will get this whole part. Но этому была еще причина, тайная, странная, глупая, которую я таил, за которую дрожал как Кощей. But to that, there was another reason. Secret, strange, silly, which I hid, for which I trembled as Кощей. И даже при одной мысли о ней, один на один с опрокинутой моей головою, и даже при одной мысли о ней, and even with one thought about it, about that reason. Один на один means one on one, с опрокинутой моей головою. One on one with my, опрокинутой means bending downward. So, с опрокинутой моей головою means with my head, bending downward. And один на один с опрокинутой моей головою means one on one with my head, bending downward. But basically, when he says один на один с опрокинутой моей головою, he just means when I am alone with myself. So he's saying, и даже при одной мысли о ней, один на один с опрокинутой моей головою, and even with the presence of one thought about it, one-on-one with myself, or as he's saying, one-on-one with my head bending downwards, где-нибудь в таинственном темном углу, куда не досягал инквизиторский насмешливый взгляд никакой голубоокой плутовки. Где-нибудь means somewhere. Таинственном, таинственный means mysterious. Темном углу. Угол, corner. Темный, dark. So, темном углу, in a dark corner. So, где-нибудь в таинственном темном углу, somewhere in the mysterious dark corner, куда не досягал инквизиторский насмешливый взгляд. Куда не досягал? Досягать means to reach somewhere. R-E-A-C-H. So, куда не досягал, where didn't reach. And взгляд means look. Where the look didn't reach. Now, what kind of a look? Инквизиторский means inquisitor-like. You know, inquisitors in the Middle Ages were the judges. So, inquisitor. So, inquisitor look, and насмешливый means mocking. Насмешливый means mocking. So he's saying that he was one-on-one with himself, где-нибудь в таинственном темном углу, somewhere in the mysterious dark corner, куда не досягал инквизиторский насмешливый взгляд, where didn't reach the inquisitor mocking look, никакой голубоокой плутовки, of any, никакой means of any, голубоокой means blue-eyed, because oka means eye in the obsolete language, so голубоокой means blue-eyed, and плутовки, плутовка means mischievous lady. Yeah, so that's плутовка, mischievous lady. So взгляд, look of any blue-eyed mischievous lady. Now look how it all works together. I know that it might be a complete disaster now in terms of your comprehension, but I will just read it now from the beginning of the sentence, and you will see now how it all works together, that it's not so terrible and frightening. Но этому, so he's talking about his feeling of being hurt and being ashamed and embarrassed. Но этому была еще причина, тайная, странная, глупая, которую я таил, за которую дрожал, как Кощей, и даже при одной мысли о ней, один на один с опрокинутой моей головою, где-нибудь в таинственном темном углу, куда не досягал инквизиторский насмешливый взгляд никакой глубокой плутовки. And then he continued. So, but there was another reason for that. Secret, strange, silly, which I hid, because of which I was trembling, like Kощей, like this character from the fairy tales. And even having one thought about it, one-on-one with myself, but he's saying one-on-one with my head bending down, somewhere in a mysterious dark corner where it didn't reach the inquisitor-like mocking look of any blue-eyed mischievous girl. You see? It works. Maybe not 100%, but it works. He continues, при одной мысли, just a second, I will just color it for you. При одной мысли об этом предмете я чуть не задыхался от смущения, стыда и боязни. So, при одной мысли means just with one thought. Об этом предмете, about this subject. Предмет means subject. Just having one thought about this subject, я чуть не задыхался. Чуть не means almost. Задыхался means choked. So I almost choked. Just thinking one thought about this subject, I almost choked. От смущения. Смущение means embarrassment. From embarrassment. Стыда means shame. From embarrassment, shame. И боязнь. Боязнь means fear. From embarrassment, shame, and fear. Now again, I will read this whole part. Just follow me, and just notice that that's the middle of this gigantic sentence. So you have comprehended the middle of it, like the first part of it, first half of it, and that's great. Но этому была еще причина. Тайная, странная, глупая, которую я таил, за которую дрожал, как Кощей, и даже при одной мысли о ней, один на один с опрокинутой моей головою, где-нибудь в таинственном темном углу, куда не досягал инквизиторский, насмешливый взгляд никакой глубокой плутовки, при одной мысли об этом предмете я чуть не задыхался от смущения, стыда и боязни. But there was another reason for that. Secret, strange, and silly, which I hid, and because of which I trembled as Kощей. And even with one thought about it, one-on-one with my bending downwards head, somewhere in a mysterious dark corner where did not reach the inquisitor mocking look of any blue-eyed mischievous girl. So even in that corner, just with one thought about that subject, I almost choked from embarrassment, shame, and fear. And then we have this dash, and he's describing what is the thing. What is another thing in addition to him being hurt by that lady? He said, Словом, я был влюблен. Словом means in short. Я был влюблен, I was in love. Влюблен means in love. In short, I was in love. То есть, положим, что я сказал вздор. То есть means in other words, положим, let's say, что я сказал вздор. Вздор means rubbish. So, or like, вздор, it's like lie, rubbish, silly things, so all these kind of things. Словом, я был влюблен, то есть, положим, я сказал вздор. In short, I was in love. That is to say, let's say that I told rubbish, I said rubbish. Этого быть не могло. Этого быть не могло means it wasn't possible. Because этого means that, быть, to be, не могло, wasn't able. So, it wasn't possible. Но от чего же из всех лиц меня окружавших только одно лицо уловлялось моим вниманием? But I was even mistaken. We did even more than half of the sentence, so because that's the end. I expected it to be even longer, to tell you the truth. Но от чего же? But от чего же means, but because of what? Like, what is the reason? Но от чего же из всех лиц, out of all the faces, because из всех means out of all the. Из всех лиц, out of all the faces, меня окружавших. Меня окружавших means that were around, and меня means me. So меня окружавших would be that were around me. Только одно лицо, only one face, уловлялось. Уловлялось means was caught by. And внимание means attention. Was caught by my attention. Yeah? So he's saying, now look how it all works together, and that's the end of the sentence, and then we will read all of it. Словом, я был влюблен. То есть, положим, что я сказал вздор, этого быть не могло, но отчего же из всех этих лиц, меня окружавших, только одно лицо уловлялось моим вниманием? In short, I was in love. That is to say, let's say that I said rubbish. I've just told you rubbish. It wasn't possible. But why, out of all the faces surrounding me, only one face was caught by my attention? Yeah? So that's the part. Now look how it all works together. I will read now this whole sentence, but we are going to read it by chunks, and I'm going to translate it chunk by chunk. You're going to comprehend it, and then I'm going to read all of it without any translation, and you will see that your comprehension is good. It might not be perfect, but it's good. And that's Dostoevsky, and that's not easy at all, even for the native Russian speakers. So, at least for some of them, yeah? So, look how it works. So, he is talking about his suffering. Но этому была еще причина. Тайная, странная, глупая, которую я таил, за которую дрожал как тащей. But for that, meaning for his suffering, there was another reason. Secret, strange, silly, which I hid, for which I trembled as Кощей. И даже при одной мысли о ней, один на один с опрокинутой моей головою, and even having one thought about it, one on one with my head bending downward, где-нибудь в таинственном темном углу, somewhere in a mysterious dark corner, куда не досягал инквизиторский насмешливый взгляд никакой голубоокой плутовки, where did not reach the inquisitor and mocking look of any blue-eyed mischievous girl. При одной мысли об этом предмете я чуть не задыхался от смущения. Having one thought about this subject, I almost choked from embarrassment, стыда и боязни, from embarrassment, shame and fear. Словом, я был влюблен. In one word, I was in love. То есть, положим, что я сказал вздор. That is to say, let's say that I have just told you rubbish. Этого быть не могло. There couldn't be such a thing. Но отчего же из всех лиц меня окружавших только одно лицо улавлялось моим вниманием? But why, out of all the faces surrounding me, only one face was caught by my attention? So you see? So you, at the beginning, you made this resolution to go through that, and you did that, and now you are comprehending Dostoevsky, and you are the courageous one. I'm applauding you. So now I'm going to read this whole part, and you will see that your comprehension is much, much better. And then we are going to finish the lesson for today. Listen. And by the way, I'm going to put the link below this video so that you can always click on the link and you can repeat. You can do your repetitive listening to this part many, many times. If there is a part in this sentence that you still didn't get, you can listen to my explanations, even for the whole of it or just part of it. You can work with the dictionary. And if you still don't get something, that's also absolutely fine. You can just put it in the comments below, and then we will clarify that at the next lesson. So listen. Но этому была еще причина. Тайная, странная, глупая, которую я таил, за которую дрожал как Кощей. И даже при одной мысли о ней, один на один с опрокинутой моей головою где-нибудь в таинственном темном углу, куда не досягал инквизиторский насмешливый взгляд никакой голубоокой плутовки, при одной мысли об этом предмете я чуть не задыхался от смущения, стыда и боязни. Словом, я был влюблен. То есть положим, что я сказал вздор. Этого быть не могло. Но отчего же из всех лиц меня окружавших только одно лицо улавлялось моим вниманием? Thank you, guys. I admire you. See you at the next lesson. If you need my help with your Russian, whatever your level is, do not hesitate. Contact me using the email below this video. We can schedule a meeting by Zoom. See where your Russian is right now. I'm going to help you advance big time. Same goes with Hebrew, by the way. I also coach Hebrew. But for you, probably Russian is more relevant now. So thank you very much. Ciao, ciao, and have a great day. Bye-bye.